Now let us see various possible solutions of one-dimensional wave equation. We have already derived the one-dimensional wave equation, which is written here. This is the one-dimensional wave equation. Now we are going to find the various possible solutions of this wave equation by the method of separation of variables. Let us see. Now we can rewrite this wave equation in this form, that this utt represents double derivative of u with respect to t. That means double derivative of u with respect to t, that is dou square u by dou t square is equal to c square double derivative of u with respect to x, that is dou square u by dou x square. Call it as equation number 1. Now let us consider this u as x into t. That is what we are going to find as a solution. Let us consider u as u is equal to x into t, where x is a function of small x and capital T is a function of small t. Now let us substitute this value of u, that is taken as xt, here and here. I have taken this equation here. In the place of u, I am going to put x into t here, as well as in this place, that is here. Let us substitute xt in the place of u now. Yes, we have put here. See, we will put here, here and here we have put. Since our derivative is a partial derivative with respect to t, your x will be taken as constant. And we know that this capital X is a function of x. Therefore, we can treat this x as constant and write outside the derivative. The same thing happens here. Since we are differentiating partially with respect to x, your t remains constant and can be taken out as constant. What happens now? Let us see. See, x has been taken out as constant. Dou square t by dou t square we have written is equal to c square into t will come out, c square into t. Here what remains is dou square x by dou x square. And we can observe one thing, instead of writing dou we have written d, because now our variable t, our function t, depends on only one variable. Since our function depends on only one variable, we can replace dou by d. That is, we can replace partial derivative with ordinary derivative, because this function depends on only one variable, that is t. Here also the same thing happens. Since this x depends on only one variable x, we can replace this dou by small d. Partial by ordinary we can replace. In this step we are going to divide both the sides by this term, which is what you need to remember at this stage. You need to remember. So where are we going to divide by this? Here. We are going to divide by that here and here. We are going to divide both sides by c square xt. That is, we are going to write c square xt here, c square xt here. We are going to divide both the sides. Let us do that in the next step here. I'll write that here. See, I'm going to divide here, right? Here. Let me write down here now. I'll write even here also. Yeah. What all things will get cancelled? Capital X will get cancelled. Here, c square and capital T will get cancelled. What remains in the LHS? 1 by c square t, 1 by c square t into d square t by dt square is equal to 1 by x d square x by dx square. Now we are going to solve this equation using separation of variables. Now let us separate the variables if it is possible. Now here it is already separated. See here, the variables are already separated. Here whole thing is in terms of t, and here whole thing is in terms of x. So it is already separated. Now let us take this as equating both sides. We are going to equate both sides to common constant k. That is, let us equate this as k and this also as k. We are going to equate. Let us do that now. So I have taken this side here, this side here. I am going to equate this as k, and I am going to equate this as again k. Right? Now here what happens? Cross multiply this with this k, you will get this. Again, if you cross multiply this with this here, what you get is this. Now we can take this RHS to the LHS, and even this also we can take it to the LHS in the next step. Yes, we have taken. So what have we done till here? We got two ordinary second order differential equations. We got two second order ordinary differential equations from one equation. See, this was the only one equation we had. By equating this with k and this with k, we are going to get two ordinary differential equations. It is in terms of capital X, it is in terms of capital T. Now our aim is to find u, which is nothing but x into t. If you find what is x and what is t, that is sufficient to know what is your u. Now let us find what is x from this equation and what is t from this equation. If you solve these two ordinary differential equations, you will get the values of x and t. What have we done? We write this as capital D square minus k. X will be taken out, and we can write this as d square minus c square k. T will be taken out as common. Now what we have, what is the next procedure to solve the differential equation? We need to find the roots of auxiliary equation. Now let us find the auxiliary equation first. Case 1. So here we need to deal with the cases. First case, let us take k is equal to 0. Here we can have the value of k as 0 one case, positive another case, that is greater than 0, or we can take it as positive and less than 0, that is negative. So these are all the possibilities of this k and this k. Now let us take first case, k is equal to 0, and see what is the solution in that case. Let us see what is the solution in that case. If you take k is equal to 0 here, this goes to 0. What remains? D square x is equal to 0. If you take k is equal to 0 here, this goes to 0. What you get? D square t is equal to 0. Now we write the auxiliary equation for this to find the solution in this case. We replace capital D by m. You will get m square is equal to 0 as auxiliary equation here. Here also we replace. Since it is a quadratic equation, we have two roots for this equation, that is m is equal to 0 and 0. So m is equal to 0 comma 0 are the two roots for this quadratic equation. Again m is equal to 0 comma 0. So for this equation, these are the roots, and for this differential equation, these are the roots. Using these roots, we are going to find what is x, which is here. Using these roots, we are going to find what is t, which is here. Since here we have two repeated and real roots, we know how to write the complementary function for that. So your x is equal to c1 plus c2x e to the power that root into x. That is, the root is 0. This root is 0. One time we will take. So this is the complementary function for this homogeneous differential equation. And since here also the root is repeated, roots are repeated and real, what is the CF? The same thing will come. Only thing is, instead of x, small t will come. Instead of x, small t will come. Here c3 plus c4t e to the power 0t, e to the power 0t. Here e to the power 0x will be 1 and e to the power 0t will be 1. So your solutions, we got what is the value of x and what is the value of t for the case k is equal to 0. For the case k is equal to 0, so let us rewrite these two by making this as 1. Let us rewrite these two by making that as 1. This we have rewritten. And we have rewritten by making that term e to the power 0x and e to the power 0t as 1. What is our solution? That is u is equal to x into t. Let us put in the place of x this and in the place of t this here. So what happens? U is equal to this as the value of x into the value of t. So this is the solution in your case where k is equal to 0. Now let us take k be positive. Second case we are going to see k be positive. Let us take that positive value of k. Let us take that positive value of k as plus p square, So in the place of k, I have taken p square. So what was the equation here? We had d square minus k into x is equal to 0. In the place of k, I have taken p square. And here also I have taken what was the equation we had? D square minus C square K into T is equal to 0. In the place of K I have taken P square. So where were these two equations? Where were these two equations? Let me go back to the previous slide. So here are the equations. Equation number 1. In this place I am going to take P square, and here also I am going to take P square. So I am going to replace this as P square and this also as P square here. So that is what I have done here. See, in the place of K, P square, in the place of K, P square I have taken. Now let us write the auxiliary equation of this auxiliary equation by replacing d square by m square minus p square. We neglect x while writing the auxiliary equation. Let us write the auxiliary equation here. What we get? M square minus c square p square is equal to 0. We neglect t. Now we need to find the roots of this quadratic equation and this quadratic equation. What can be done? We can take it to the RHS and we can take this also to the RHS. What happens? M square is equal to plus p square. M square is equal to plus c square p square. If you apply root on both sides, what you get? M is equal to plus or minus p. Again, if you apply root on both sides here, what you get? M is equal to plus or minus Cp. Now what are the roots? Roots are real and distinct. The roots are real and distinct. Here also the roots are real and distinct, because we have plus p as one root, minus p as another root. So roots are real and distinct. So how do we write the CF in that case? We write the CF as x is equal to, why we are writing x? Because our differential equation, the dependent variable is capital X. Therefore solution x is equal to C1 dash. Why we are taking dash here? Because we already taken C1 here. Since we have taken C1, let us take C1 dash, some other constant, e to the power 1 root into x plus C2 dash e to the power another root into x minus px. So this is the solution for this differential equation. Similarly, we have two roots here. One is plus Cp, other is minus Cp. Let us write the CF for this. T is equal to, why we have taken T? Because the dependent variable is T here. T is equal to C3 dash. Since we have taken C3 here, let us take C3 dash e to the power plus Cp into T, because our variable is T here in this differential equation, into T plus C4 dash e to the power another root minus Cp into T. So we are done with the solutions of these two differential equations. We got what is x and what is t. Therefore, what is u in this case? We are going to find u is equal to xt in this case. So we got what is x and what is t. We got what is the value of x and what is the value of t. Let us substitute these two in this u. Yes, we have put the value of x I have put here, and the value of t we have put here. Now let us go for the third case. where k is negative. We are going to take k as negative now. Negative means we will be having minus sign. Let us take k is equal to minus p square. Let us take that value of k, which is negative, as minus p square. We are going to replace the value of k in equation number 1. In equation number 1. So what was the equation number 1? D square minus k, right, into x is equal to 0. So what I am going to do, in the place of k, we are going to write minus p square, minus p square. What happens? Minus into minus, it will be plus. Plus p square you get. What you get? You get plus p square, and here what we have, d square minus c square k into t in equation number 1. In the place of k, if you put minus p square, minus into minus plus, so c square p square you will get. So what you get? You will get this, right? Now, as usual, let us write the auxiliary equations and check the roots. Auxiliary equation for this is this, and auxiliary equation for this is this. To find the roots, take it to the RHS and take even this also to the RHS. What happens? M square is equal to minus p square, m square is equal to minus c square p square. If you apply root on both sides, to this and this minus sign, root of minus will be I. Root of minus, we know root of minus 1 is I, and this square and root will get cancelled. So what do you get? M square is equal to, sorry, m is equal to, this is not m square, this is m is equal to plus or minus I. From where this I is coming? Because of this minus, and square and root got cancelled. M is equal to plus or minus IP. So we got the complex roots. The roots are complex. The roots are complex. And here also, if you apply the roots, square and root will get cancelled. M is equal to plus or minus. Minus will minus root is root of minus 1 is I. This square and root will get cancelled, CP. So here also we got the complex roots. We know how to write the complementary function when the roots are complex. When the roots are complex. Now let us write the complementary function. Here, suppose you have the root as m is equal to a plus or minus ib, a plus or minus ib. Then what is the CF? What is the CF? CF is equal to e to the power ax into C1 cos bx, this b, plus C2 sin bx. So this is the complementary function when you have this type of complex root. But in this case, it is of the form 0 plus or minus IP. In the place of a, we have 0. So what you get? E to the power 0x, e to the power 0x C1 cos b. In the place of b, we have px plus C2 sin b, that is px. So this will be your complementary function. In the next step, what happens? this value will be 1. What remains is only this. So this is the complementary function when these are the roots. Similarly here, if you take this as here, see, in the place of a, in the place of a0, in the place of b we have cp, in the place of b we have cp. So you will get cp t, because our variable is capital T, cpt, cp t you will get, not the x, because our variable is t. We will be having like this. So this is what we are going to see in the next step. And the change is, since we have taken c1 dash also, it will be c1 double dash, c2 double dash. Like this we will make changes. Hence this is the solution for x and this is the solution for p. Now what is our main solution? U is equal to x into t. Replace the value of x as this here and replace the value of t as this here. We get this. So this completes the various possible solutions of one-dimensional wave equation by the method of separation of variables. So we are done with the solution.